Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. I appreciate very much all of the comments that have been made by my colleagues. I appreciate very much all of the comments that have been made because they're appropriate. I will tell you that when I decided to run this bill, it was not without giving it a significant amount of thought. Actually, many days, weeks, did a lot of study and thinking about it. It's easier to decide certain things when we're just determining the facts of a certain matter before us. It's harder when we're determining what policy ought to be, and this is a policy decision. By leaving in place a penalty of life without benefit of parole for someone who under the law is viewed to be a child, we are saying as a state, we are not capable and we do not believe that even though this horrendous crime, and in many cases, in all cases, they are, we do not believe that this person who committed is capable of having and being rehabilitated to any extent. Doesn't matter whether they're 20 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old, or 80 years old. That life sentence without possibility means without parole means that the only way that individual, that child, will leave prison is in a coffin. That's what the policy currently is of this state. Those who have spoken to the bill and said this bill does not provide that anyone gets out before life is true if they are not deemed rehabilitated at some point in their life. If they're not worthy of being released, if they're incorrigible as they're reviewed by the parole board, they remain in for the rest of their life. We are not the first state to enact such a law. Life without possibility of parole as a sentence for children has been removed in 14 states. 5 states have banned life without possibility of parole for children in most other cases. We're called upon oftentimes to make hard decisions, especially with respect to policy. But I believe in terms of determining what the best policy for this state is, I believe that this bill is the proper reflection. And by saying that, I don't take anything away from the victims who have lost family members and loved ones. And those things must be hard. But I do say that as lawmakers, to some extent, we don't have to set that aside entirely, but we have to look beyond that and say, what should be the policy in our state with respect to how we sentence children or those who are deemed to be children under the law? I would ask for your support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem.
Thank you. Voting is open on second substitute, House Bill 405. Please vote, representatives. Seeing all present and having voted, voting will be closed. Second substitute, House Bill 405, having received 64 yea votes, 3 nay votes, passes the House and will be transmitted to the Senate for further consideration. Madam Reading Clerk.